Hi everyone, I am Joramei Alcala from Bped. For this video, I will report the softball rule 1 to 4. Rule number 1, definitions. Section 1, altered bat. A bat is altered when the physical structure of a legal bat has been changed. Examples of the altering a bat are replacing the handle of a metal bat within a wooden or other type handle, inserting materials inside the bat, applying excessive tape more than 2 layers to the bat grip, or painting a bat at the top or bottom for another than identification purposes. Section 2, appeal play. A live or dead ball appeal is a play or situation of which an umpire cannot make a decision unless requested by a manager, coach, or player of the non-offended team. Section 3, ball compression. Ball compression is the load force in kilograms pounds required to compress a softball 6 to 5 mm, 0.25 inches. When measured in accordance with the ASTM, American Society for Testing the Materials test method for measuring compression displacement of softballs. Section 4, ball core. The coefficient of restitution of a softball when measured with the ASTM, American Society for Testing and Materials test method for measuring the coefficient of restitution of softballs. Section 5, baseline. A baseline is a direct line between bases. Section 6, base on balls. FP and SP, a base on balls, occurs when 4 pitches are judged by the plate umpire to be balls, including illegal pitches. The batter is awarded first base. This is sometimes referred to as a walk. FP, the ball is alive. SP, the ball is dead. Section 7, base path. A base path is a direct line between a base and the runner's position at the time a defensive player is attempting or about to attempt to tag a runner. Section 8, bat ball. A bat ball is any ball that hits the bat, or is hit by the bat. The lands either in a fair or foul territory. No intention to hit the ball is necessary. Section 9, batter. A batter is an offensive player who enters the batter's box with the intention of aiding his team to score run. He continues to be a batter until he is either declared out by the umpire or he became a batter runner. Section 10, batter box. The batter's box is the area to which the batter is restricted while in position with the intention of helping his team to obtain runs. The line are considered as being within the batter box. Section 11, batter runner. A batter runner is a player who has finished a turn at a bat at bat has not yet been put out or touched first base. Next, section 12, batting order. The batting order is the official listing of offensive players in the order in which members of that team must come to bat. When the lineup card is submitted, it shall also include each player's position. Section 13, black ball. A black ball is a batted, through, thrown, or pitched ball that b. becomes lodged in the fencing or is touched, stopped, or handled by a person not engaged in the game, or touches any objects that is not part of the official equipment or playing area, or is touched by a defensive player who is in contact with the ground that is not part of the playing area. Section 4, bunt, FP only. A bunt is a bat ball not swung at, but intentionally met with the bat and tapped slowly within the playing field. Section 15, catch. A catch, a legally catch ball, which occurs when the fielder catch a bat, or thrown ball with his hands or gloves. Section 16, catcher's backs. The catcher's backs is that area within which the catcher must remain until a. FP only. The pitch is released. The lines are to be considered within the catcher's backs. B. SP only. The pitch ball is bat. Touches the ground, plate, or batter, or reaches the catcher's backs. The line are to be considered within the catcher's backs. The catcher's is considered within the backs except when touching the ground outside the catcher's backs. Section 17, charge conference. A offensive conference, the offensive team requests a suspension or play or delay play to allow the manager or the team representative to confer with any members of their team. B. Defensive conference. The defensive team requests a suspension of play to allow a representative of the defensive team to enter the playing field to communicate with any defensive play, or a player leaves his position and goes to be dug out and gives the umpire reason to believe that he received instructions. Section 18, chopped ball. A chopped hit ball is one at which the batter strikes downward with a chopping motion of the bat so that the ball bounces high into the air. Section 19, coach. A coach. A coach is a person who is responsible for the team's action on the field, and he represents the team in communication with the umpire and opposing team. A player may be As a coach in the event, the coach is absent or that player is a playing coach. For the purpose of these rules, the manager of a team is considered to be the head coach. Section 20, Grow Up, FP only. A grow up is defined as the act of a pitcher who does not push off from the pitcher's plate to deliver that ball. This is an illegal act in the pitcher step of the pitcher plate, thereby establishing a second input or starting point, and then push off from the new starting point and completes the delivery. Section 21, Dead Ball. A dead ball is one that touches any object that is not part of the official equipment of official playing area or a player person not engaged in the game or lodged in the umpire's gear or in an offensive player clothing or the umpire has ruled dead. Section 22, Defensive Team. The defensive team is a team is in the field. Section 23, Delay Dead Ball. The delayed dead ball is a game situation in which the ball remains alive until the conclusion of a play. When the entire play is complete, if required, the umpire shall rule a dead ball and enforce that appropriate ruling. Refer to Rule 9, Section 3, Section 24, Designate Player, PDFP only. The designate player is a starting offensive player who bats in the line-up. For the flex player left in the 10th position of the line-up card. Section 25, Dislodge Base. A dislodge base is a base displayed from its proper position. Section 26, Double Play. A double play is a play by the defense in which two offensive players are legally put out as a result of continuous action. Section 27, Dodge Out. The dodge out is an area in a dead ball territory designed for players. Coaches, bat boys or girls, and official representative of the team only. There shall be no smoking in this area. Section 28, Ejection from the game. Ejection is the act of any umpire ordering a player, official, or any team member to leave the game and the grounds for a rule violation for the remainder of the game. Section 29, Fair Ball. The fair ball is a legally batted bat ball which settles or is touched on or over fair territory between home and first base or between home and third base. Bounds past first or third base on or over fair territory regardless or where the ball hits after going over the base. Touches first, second, or third base, while on or over fair territory touches the person or clothing of an umpire or player. First falls on fair territory behind first and third base, while over fair territory, territory passes out of the playing field behind the outfield fence, while in flight hits the foul line pole. Section 30. Fair territory. Fair territory is that part of the playing field within the including the first and third base foul lines from the home base to the bottom of the extreme playing field fence and perpendicularly upwards. Section 30 31. Fake tag. A fake tag is a form of obstruction and a runner while advancing or returning to a base by a fielder who is not in possession of the ball but impaired the progress of the runner. The runner does not have to stop or slide, merely slowing down when a fake tag is simulated would constitute obstruction. Section 32. Fielders. A fielder is any defensive player of the team on the field. Section 33. Fly ball. A fly ball is any ball bat into the air. Section 34. Flex player, FP only. The flex player is the starting player for whom the design player, PD, is the batting and whose name appears in the 10th position on the lineup card. Section 35. Force out. A force out is an out which can be made only when a runner lost the right to the base which he is occupying. Base, the batter becomes a batter running, and before the batter runner or a succeeding runner has been put out. Section 36. Forfeit. A forfeit is the act of the plate umpire ruling that the game is over by declaring the non-offending team the winner. Section 37. Foul ball. A foul ball is a legally bat ball which A. settles on foul territory between home and first base or between home and third base. B. Bounce past first or third on or over foul territory. C. First touches on foul territory behind first or the third base. D. While on or over foul territory touches the person. A touch or detach equipment or clothing of an umpire or player, or any object foreign to the natural ground. E. Touches the batter or the bat in the batter's hands a second time while the batter is within the batter's box. F. Gas directly from the bat not higher than the batter's head to any part of the catcher's voice or equipment and is catched by another fielder. G. Hits the pitcher's plate and rolls untouched to foul territory before reaching first or third base. Section 38. Foul territory. The foul territory is any part of the playing field that is not included in fair territory. Section 39. Foul tip. A foul tip is a bat ball which A. Goes directly from the bat to the catcher's hands. B. Goes not higher than the batter's head, and C. Is legally catched by the catcher. Section 40. Helmet. A helmet must have two ear flaps, one on each side, and shall be the type that has safety features equal to or greater than those provided by the full plastic cap with the padding on the sides. A line covering the ears only does not meet the rule specification. B. Worn by a catcher. Maybe the school type without the air flaps. C. Worn by a defensive player does not need air flaps. D. That is cracked, broken, dented, or altered shall be declared an illegal helmet and removed from the game. Section 41. Home team. The home team is the team on whose ground that game is played, or if the game is played on neutral ground. The home team shall be designated by mutual agreement or by a flip of a coin. Excuse me. The home team shall take the third base dugout and play defense first. Section 42. Illegal bat. An illegal bat is one that does not meet the requirements of the Rule 3, Section 1. Section 43. Illegal extra player. SP only. An illegal extra player is one who violates any of the provisions of Rule 4, Section 6. Section 44. Illegal pitcher. An illegal pitcher is a player illegally in the game, but one who may not pitch as a result of being removed from the pitching position by the umpire as a result of the defensive charge conference limit being exceeded, or being removed from the pitching position by the umpire as a result of pitching with excessive speed after a warning. Section 45. Illegal player. An illegal player is a player. A. A player who takes a position in the lineup, either one offense or defense, who has not reported to the play umpire. B. A player who takes a position on offense or defense who does not have a legal right to that position. 46. Section 46. Illegal re-entire. re-entry. An illegal re-entry occurs when a starting player returns to the game second time after twice being substitute. A starting player returns to the game after being substitute but not in his original position in the offensive lineup. See, a substitute who has legally been the game returned to the game after being substitute for by either the original starting player or another substitute. D. The starting PD or his substitute is placed into the batting order in a position other than his original starting position. E. A flex player who is placed in the batting order in a position after that than that of the starting PD. Section 47. Illegal substitute. An illegal substitute is a player who has entered the game without being announced to the umpire. He may be a substitute who has not previously been in game. An illegal player, a declared ineligible player, an illegal re-entry or an illegal PD or flex player, FP only or EPSP only. A replaced player who remained in the game as an unannounced substitute for a withdraw player who has not returned to the game within the game permitted under the provision of the replaced player rule. Section 48. Illegally bat ball. An illegally bat ball occurs when the batter hits the ball fair or foul. A. While his entire foot is completely out of the battle box. On the ground when he makes contact with the ball, while any part of the batter's foot is touching home plate when he makes contact with the ball. While contacting the ball with an illegal, non-approved or altered bat, after he steps with either foot entirely out of the batter's box and then return and makes contact with the ball while within the batter box. Section 49. Illegally catch ball. An illegally catch ball occurs when a fielder catches a bat, chawn or pitch ball with his cap, mask, glove, or any part of his uniforms while it is detached from this proper place. Section 5. Ineligible players. Ineligible players is a player who may no longer legally participate in the game because the umpire has removed him. An ineligible player may no longer participate as a player but may continue in the game as a coach. Section 51. Ineligible replacement player. An ineligible placement player is a player who may not enter the game to replace a player who must leave the game to attend to an injury that has caused bleeding. An illegitimate replacement player is one who has been removed from the game by the umpire for a violation of the rules, is, is in the current lineup, is not in the current lineup, but eligible to be entered the game. Section 52. In flight. In flight describes any bat thrown or pitch ball that has not yet touched the ground or some object other than a fielder. Section 53. In Jeopardy. In Jeopardy is a term indicating that the ball is in play and an offensive player may be put out. Section 54. Infield. Infield is that portion of the field in fair territory that includes areas normally covered by infielders. Section 55. Infielder. An infielder is a defensive player including the pitcher and catcher who is generally positioned anywhere near or within the lines of the base path, forming fair territory. A player who normally plays in the outfield may be considered an infield if he moves into the area normally covered by infielders. Section 56. Infield fly. Infield fly is a fair fly ball not including a line drive on an attempt bunt that can be caught by an infielder with ordinary effort when first and second or first, second, and third bases are occupied before two are out. The pitcher, catcher, and any outfielder that position himself in the infield on the play shall be considered infielders for the purpose of this rule. Section 57. Inning. Inning. An inning is that portion of a game within which the teams alternate on offense and defense, and in which there are outs for each team. A new inning begins immediately after the final out of the previous inning. Section 58. International base on balls. An international base on balls occurs when the defensive team desires to place the batter on first base without the requirement to deliver for pitch ball. This is referred to as an intentional walk. The ball is dead. Section 59. Internationally dropped fly ball. An internationally dropped fly ball is a fair fly ball, including a line drive as a bunt with less than two outs and any runner on first base which can be caught by an infielder with ordinary effort, and the infielder international drops after is controlled with a hand or a glove. Section 60. Interference. And interference is the act of an offensive player or team member that impedes hinders or confuses a defensive player attempt to execute a play. An umpire who impedes, impedes a catcher's attempt to throw out a runner who is off the base. An umpire or runner being hit with a fair bat ball prior to it passing in fielder, excluding the pitcher. D. Spectator who reaches into the playing field and impedes a fielder playing the ball or makes contact with the ball that fielder is attempting play on. Section 61, leaping, FP only. Leaping is the act of the pitcher that causes him to be airborne on his initial move and push from the pitcher's plate. The momentum built by the forward movement of the pitcher causes the entire body, including both the pivot and stepping non-pivot foot to be in the air at the same time and moving toward home plate. Section 62, legal touch tag. A legal touch tag is the action of the fielder in touching or tagging a batter, runner, or runner who is not in contact with a base, with the ball securely held in his hands or gloves. The ball is not considered as having been securely held if it is judged or dropped by the fielder after touching tagging. The that batter running or runner unless that player deliberately knocked that ball from the hands or gloves of the fielder. The base with the ball securely held in his hands or glove. The base may be tagged with any part of the body to be a legal touch tag. The fielder could tag the base with a foot, with a hand, sit on the base, etc. This would apply on any force out or appeal situation. Section 63. Legally catch ball. A legally catch ball occurs when a fielders a battle, a bat, catch a bat, thrown or pitch pull, provided it is not catch in the fielder's cap, helmet, mask, protector, pocket, or other part of his uniform. It must be catch and firmly held in the hands or glove. Section 64, line drive. A line drive is a ball in light flight that is but sharp play and directly into the playing field. Section 65, line up and line up card. A line up is the list of players who are currently involved playing offensive and defensive position in the game, including the PD and flex player FP only and ED SP only if being used. The lineup card will contain the last name, first name, position, and uniform number of the starting players in the lineup, and the last name, first name of uniform number of available substitution, and the last name and first name of the manager. Section 66. Abstraction. Abstraction is the act of a defensive player of a team member who hinders or prevents a batter from striking, striking at on hitting a pitch ball. A filter or impedes the progress of a runner or batter runner who is legally running base while not in position on the ball or not in the act of fielding a bat ball or making a fake tag without the ball or in position of the ball and who pushes a runner of a of a base or in the position of the ball put not the act of the making a play of the runner impedes that progressed of that runner while he is legally running the bases. 60 section 68. So offensive team. The offensive team is the team at bat. Section 69. Official equipment. Official equipment is considered to be any equipment, bats, gloves, helmet, etc., in current use by the defensive or offensive team in the course or play. Defensive equipment, gloves, for example, left on the field by the team playing offense would not be considered as official equipment. Section 70. In-deck batter. The on-deck batter is the offensive player whose name follows the name of the batter in the batting order. Section 71. In-deck circle. The on-deck circle is the area where the on-deck batter may warm up on or takes practice swing while waiting his turn to enter the batter box. Section 72. 1 meter 3-foot line. The 1 meter 3-foot line is the area that the last half distance between home and first base where a batter runner must run to avoid being called out for interfering with a thrown ball from the home plate area or with a fielder's attempt to take such a throw while running to first base. Section 73. Option play. An option play is a play in which the offensive coach manager is given the choice of taking the enforcement of the illegal action of the result of the play. Such options include a catcher's obstructions, use of illegal gloves, an illegal substitution, an illegal pitch, an illegal pitcher, return to game and pitching, a female batter on a 2-out walk to it is beyond. Section 74. Outfield. The outfield is that portion of the field that is outside the diamond formed by the baseline or the area not normally covered by an infielder and within the foul lines behind first and third base and boundaries of the grounds. Section 75. Oversight. An Overside is the act if the offensive player when as a runner he oversides slides a base he is attempting to reach. It is usually caused within his momentum causes him to lose contact with the base when then causes him to be in jeopardy. The batter runner may overslide first base without being in jeopardy, provided he immediately returns to the base. Section 76 Overthrow. An overthrow is a play in which a ball is thrown from one fielder to another, resulting in the ball going behind the boundary lines of the player field or becoming black. Section 77. Passed ball. Pass, pass ball is a pitch that should have been held or controlled by the catcher with ordinary effort. Section 78 Pitch. A pitch is the act performed by the pitchers in delivering the ball to the batter. Section 79 Pitcher's Circle. The pitcher's circle is the area within 2.44 meters or 8 feet of the pitcher's plate. The lines are considered within the circle. Section 80 Pivot foot. The pivot foot is the foot with which the pitchers push of the pitcher's plate, which when placed in contact with the pitcher's plate by the pitcher must remain in the contact with the pitcher's plate until the pitch ball is released. Section 81 Play ball. Play ball is the term used by the plate umpire to indicate that play shall begin or be resumed that when the pitchers hold the ball and is within the pitcher's circle, is on in near the pitcher's plate, all defensive players except the catchers who must be in the catcher's box must be fair territory to put the ball in play. Section 82 Pre-game meeting. The pre-game meeting is a meeting held of the home plate area at a predetermined time between the umpires and the head coaches, managers, or team representative of the respective teams. This meeting is held to confirm and approve the lineups of each team and to distribute a copy of the position and review any special ground rules that may be applicable. Protest, separate from an appeal, is the action of defensive or if offensive team objective to the interpretation or application or applying rules by an umpire or the eligibility of a team roster member. Section 84 Quick Return Pitch. A quick return pitch is one made by the pitchers with the obvious attempt to catch the batter or balance. This one would be before the batter takes his desired position in the batter box or while he is still or balanced as a result of the previous pitch. Section 85 Re-entire re-entire a re-entry in the act of any of the starting players returning to the game after being legally or illegally substitute. Section 86, removal from the game. Removal is the act of the umpire declaring declaring a player ineligible for further participation in the game, other than as a coach as a result of an infractions of the rules. Note, any persons to remove may continue to set on the bench shall not participate further in the game except as a coach. Section 87, replacement player. A replacement player is a player required to enter the game for a defined period of the game to replace a player who must leave the game to attend, attend to an injury that is causing bleeding. A. The replacement player may be a licensed substitute who has not yet been in a game, or a list substitute who has been in the game but subsequently substitute from the game, or a starting player who is no longer in the lineup and who is no longer eligible to be enter the game. B. A replacement player is not classified as a substitute but must be reported to the umpire. Section 88, runner. A runner is a player of the team at bat who has finished a turn at bat, reached first base, and has not yet been put out. Section 89, slap hit. A slap hit is a bat ball that has been struck with a controlled short chopping motion rather than with a full swing. The two most common types of slap hit are those in which the batter takes his stance of as if to bunt, but then either drives the ball into the ground with a quick short swing, or punch hits the ball over the infield. Running step within the batter's box toward the pitchers before making contact with the pitch with a quick short swing or punch which hits the ball over the infield. Note, a slap hit is not considered to be a bunt. Section 90, squeezy play. A squeeze play is a play in which the offensive team, with a runner on third base, attempts to score that runner by means of the batter contacting the ball. Section 91, starting players. Starting players are the players lessened to the official lineup given to the umpire-in-chief and or the plate umpire. Section 92, stealing. Stealing is the act of the running attempting to advance during or after pitch to the batter. Stealing is not allowed in slow pitch. Section 93, strike zone. The strike zone is the space over any part of the home plate between the batter armpits and the top of his knees when he assumes his natural batting stance. The strike zone is that space over any part of home plate that is between the batter's back shoulder and his knees when he assumes his natural batting stance. Section 94. Substitute. A substitute is a player lessened to the official lineup card who is a non-starting player who has not been in the game other than a placement player. A starting player who has left the game once and who may legally return to the lineup. Section 95. Tagging up. Tagging up is the action of the running returning to his base or remaining on his base before he legally advances or on a bat fly ball that is first touched by a fielder, not to be confused with the action of a fielder tagging a base of or a runner. Section 96. Team member. So a team member include any person authorized on set on the team bench. Section 97. Temporary running. The temporary running is a player who may run from the catcher of record from the preceding half inning who is now on base with 2 out. The use of the temporary running is optional for the offensive coach. The temporary running must be the player who at the time of taking the option is scheduled to bat last and is not on base at the time the option is taken. Section 98. Throw. A throw is the act performed by a fielder when throwing the ball to another fielder. Section 99. Time. Time is the time used by the umpire to order the suspension of play during which the ball is dead. Section 100. Trapped ball. A trap ball is a legally bat fly ball or line drive that hits the ground or a fence prior to being catched, or a legally bat fly ball that is catched against a fence with a glove or bare hands, or a thrown ball to any base for a source out which is catched with the glove over the ball on the ground rather than under the ball, or a pitch ball that touches the ground on a strike prior to the catcher catching it. Section 101. Triple play. A triple play is a continuous action play by the defense on which three offensive players are put out. Section number 102. Torn torn at bat. A torn at bat begins when a player first enters the batter's box and continues until the batter is put out or becomes a batter running. Section 103. Wild pitch. A wild pitch is a pitch so high, so low, or so wide of the plate that the catcher cannot or does not stop and control it with ordinary effort. Section 104. Wild throw. A wild throw is a player in which a ball is torn from one fielder to another and it cannot be catched or controlled, is not blocked, the remains in play. Section 105. Withdrawn player. In withdrawn player is a player forced to leave the game lineup in accordance with the replacement player ruling. Rule 2. The playing field. Section 1. The playing field is the area within which the ball may be legally played. The field, fielded shall have a clear and unobstructed area within the minimum radius as set out in the distance table, Appendix 2, from the home plates between the foul lines, shall have an, obsta- an, uh, an obstructed area outside the full foul line and between home plates and the backstop as one in the diagram in Appendix 1 should have a warning track. If a warning track is used, it shall be an area within the playing field and ad- adjust, adjacent to any permanent fence along the outfield and side boundaries. A minimum of 3.65 meters, 12 feet, to a maximum of 4.57 meters, 15 feet, from the outfield and or side fences made of materials dirt, grave that is level with but different from the playing surface. The materials must distinguish self from the outfield surface and signals players when they are approaching the fence. Section 2. Ground of Special Rules. Ground of Special Rules establishing the limits of the players' field has me agree upon by ligas or opposing team. Whenever backstops, fence stands, vehicles, spectators, or others obstructions are within the prescribed area. Any obstructions on fair territory less than the minimum fence distances set out the distance table, Appendix 2, should be clearly marked from the umpire's information. If using baseball field, the mound should be removed the backstop set at the prescribed distance from the home plate. Section 3. The official diamond shall have baseline and pitching distance as set out in the distance table. Note, if during the game the base distance of the pitching distance is found to be at the wrong distance, correct the error at the start of the next full inning that continue playing the game. Section 4. Diamond Layout. For the layout of the diamond, refer to drawing showing official dimension of the softball diamond in the Appendix A1 to A. A detailed instruction to lay out a diamond with 18.29 meter, 60 feet. Base in line in A 14.02, 46 feet. Pitching distance can be found in Appendix 3. Dimension for the following are contained in Appendix 2. The 1 meters 3 feet line is drawn parallel to from the baseline starting at a point halfway between home plate and first base. B. The batter's one decked circle is placed adjacent to the end or player's bench or dugout area closest to home plate. C. The batter's backs are located on each side or of home plate. The lines are considered as being within the batter backs. D. The catcher's back shall be located to the rear of the batter boxes. E. Each coach backs is parallel to the first and third baseline extend from the base toward home plate. F. The home plate shall be made or rubber and shall be a 5-slide figure. A slide shall be parallel to the inside lines of the batter backs. G. The pitcher's plate shall be or rubber. The top of the pitcher's plate be level with a ground. The front of the pitcher's plate shall be the distance from the back of point or the front line of the pitcher's plate shall be distance from the back of the point of home plate as set out in the distance table, Appendix 2. The pitcher's plate shall have a circle drawn from the pitcher's plate as set out in Appendix 1A and B. G. The pitcher's plate shall be of rubber. The top of the pitcher's plate shall be level with the ground. The front line of the pitcher's plate shall be in a distance from the back or points of home plate as set out in the distance table, Appendix 2. FP only. The pitcher's plate shall have a circle drawn from the pitcher's plate as set out in Appendix 1A and B. H. Bases. The bases utters that home plate shall be one of the dimensions set out in Appendix 1 to D, and shall be made of canvas or other suitable material. The double base in approved for use to first base, this base shall be of the dimensions set out in Appendix A 1 to D, and made of canvas or other suitable materials. Next is a Rules 3 equipment. Section 1, the official bat. A shall be one piece constructions multi-piece piece permanently assemble or through piece to piece interchangeable construction in the bat in designed with interchangeable component. It must meet the following criteria. Matting component must have a unlocking key to prevent insertified equipment combination in the field. All component combination must meet the same standard as if it were a one piece that when combined of a portion of a one piece but if separated shall be made of the piece of hardwood or formed from a block or wood consisting of two or more pieces of wood banded together with an adhesive in such a way that the grain direction of the all piece is a parallel to the light at the bat. A light of the bat shall be metal, bamboo, plastic, graphite, graphite, carbon, magnesium, fiberglass, ceramic, or any other composite materials approved by the Equipment Standard Commission. Can be laminated but must contain only wood or adhesive and have a clear finish. If finish shall be round and shall be smooth, shall not be more than 86.4 centimeter, 34 inches long nor exceed 1077.0 g, 38 ounce in weight. Shall not be more than 5.7 centimeter, 2 and 1/4 inches in diameter at its largest part. A tolerance of 0.00 millimeters, 1 to 32 n is permitted to allow from expansion. Shall not have exposed rivets, pins, rough or shelled edges, or any form of exterior fastener that would present a hazard. A metal bat shall be free or bores and cracks. If metal shall not have a wooden handle, shall have a safety grip of cork, tape, no smooth plastic tape, or composition material. The safety grip shall not be less than 27.4 centimeter, 10 in long, and shall not extend more than 38.1 centimeter, 15 from the small end of the bat. Resin, pin tar, or a spray substance placed of the safety grip to enhance the grip are permissible on the grip only. If metal and not made of one piece constructions with a barrel and close, shall have a rubber or vanillin vinyl, plastic or other material insert approved by the Equipment Standards Commission, firmly secure at the large end of the bat. The insect of the end cap shall be firmly and permanently sealed, so it cannot be removed by anyone other than the manufacturer without damaging or destroying the end cap or barrel. 2. The bat shall be free or rattles. 3. The bat shall not have sign of tempering. Section 2. Warm-up bats. The warm-up bats must be one piece construction, and it shall comply with a safety grip and safety knob requirements of the official bat. It must be marked warm up in 3.2 centimeter, one and one half letters of the barrel ends, and barrel end must be in excess of 5.7 centimeter, to 2 and one half. Section 3. The official softball. A shall be a regular smooth seam concealed stitch or flat surface ball. B shall have a center for core made or either number 1 equality long fibry kapok, a mixture of the corn and rubber a polyurethane mixture, or other materials approved by the ISF Equipment Standards Commission. Semi be hand or machine wound with a quality twisted yarn and covered with l- latex of rubber cement. D. Shall have a cover cemented to the ball by the application of cement to the underside of the covered and swing with waxed thread of cotton or line linen, or shall have a molded cover bounded to the core or molded entirely with the core, and have authentic fax smile of stitching as may be approved by the its Equipment Standards Commission. Shall have a cover of the finest quality to number one chrome tanned horsehide or cowhide, cowhide, made of synthetic materials or made of other materials approved by the ISF Equipment Standards Commission. Softball used in the ISF Championship play must meet the standards set by the ISF Equipment Standards Commission and must be stopped with the ISF fast pitch or slow pitch approved mark adapted and approved by the Equipment Standard Commission. See Appendix 4 for approved back standards. G. In co-edge slow pitch play, male batters will be pitched to be the to with the 12 ball and female batters within 11 balls. Adults men slow pitch the male players in adults co-ed slow pitch will use the 35 centimeters 112 balls with either core 47 and under with 375 pounds compression or score 52 with 300 pounds compression. Section 4. Gloves meet. Any players may wear gloves, but any the catchers and first baseman may set meets. Number no top placing, waving, or the other device within the thumb, the body of the gloves or mitt worn by a first baseman or a catcher's, or a glove worn by any fielder shall be more than 12.77 centimeter 5 in the light. The pitcher's glove may be any combination of colors provided none of the colors include the lacing or the colors of the ball. Gloves worn by the players under then the pitchers may be any combination of the colors. C. Gloves with white, gray, or yellow optic circle in the outside giving the appearance of the ball of a ball are illegal for all players. See Appendix 5 for drawing and specification. Section 5. Shoes. All team members must wear shoes. A shoe shall be considered official if it is made with either canvas or leather, leather, leather uppers or similar materials, and and is fully enclosed. A. The soles may be either smooth or have soft or hard rubber cleats. B. Ordinary metal sole and heel plates may be used if the strike of the plates do not extend more than 1.9 cm 3/4 from the sole of heel of the shoes with rounded metal strikes are illegal. C. No hard plastic, nylon, or polyurethane spikes similar to a metal sole and heel plate are allowed in any division at any level of play. D. Shoes with ditchable cleats that screw onto the shoe are not allowed. However, shoes with ditchable cleats that screw into the shoe are allowed. Youth division, modified fast pitch, and guide slow pitch only. No metal cleats are allowed in any division of any level of play. Section 9. Protective equipment. Mask. All catchers have wear mask. Throat protectors of helmet. Masked. Youth at catchers must wear a mask with helmet. Masks are recommended in adult slow pitch. Face mask. Any defensive or offensive player can wear can prove plastic face mask. Guard face mask card that are cracked or deformed or if padding has deteriorated or is missing are prohibit from use of must be removed from the game. Body protectors. All catchers of fast pitch, adult and the youth must wear a body protectors. Female catchers may wear a body protectors in slow pitch. Shine guard. Adults and youth catchers must wear shine guards. Shine guards. While in defense that well offers protection to the kneecap. Helmets. Any helmets that are broken, cracked, dented, or altered are prohibited and has been removed from the game. Any defensive players may wear a cap or an proof helmet of similar colors of the team and fair cap. Protective leg arm guard may be worn by the batter runner. Section 7. Equipment of the playing field. Equipment that is not part of the official equipment shall not be left lying on the playing field in either fair or foul territory. Section 8. Uniform. All players of the team shall wear uniform alike in color, trim, and style. Reference to the coach's uniform is found under Rule 4, Section B. 1B. Caps. Ball caps must be like that are mandatory for all male players and must be worn properly. Caps, visors, and headbands are optional for the female players but can be mixed if more than one type is worn. They all must be one of the same colors and each of the same type must be of the same colors and style. Plastic of the head visors, one not allowed. undershirts. Players may wear an uniform colored undershirt. It has be white. Is not mandatory that all players wear an undershirt. If one players wear one, but those that are worn must be alike. No players may wear frayed or slit sleeves on exposed undershirts. Pants, sliding pants, or player pants shall be either all long or all short in style. Players may wear a uniform sole colors pair in sliding pants. It is not mandatory that all players wear sliding pants, but if more than one player wears them, they must be alike in colors and style except temporary snap-on or Velcro slide pads. Numbers, an Arabic number or constructing colors at least 15.2 centimeter 6 high must be worn on the back of all uniform shirt. No manager, coach, or players of the same team may wear identical numbers. Numbers 1 and 01 are example of identical numbers. Only whole numbers 01 to 99 shall be used. Players without numbers will not be permitted to play. Named individual game may be worn above the numbers of the back of all uniform shirt. Cast. Cast plasters, metal, or other hard substance in its final form may not be worn in a game. Distracting abhorrent no exposed items, including jewelry judged by the umpire to be distracting to opposing players may be worn on display. The umpire shall require the items to be removed or covered. Section 9. All equipment. Not withstanding the foregoing, the ISF reserves the right to withhold or withdraw approval for any equipment which is the ISF's sole determination significantly changes the characters of the game, affect the safety of participants or spectators, or renders a player's performance more a product of his equipment rather than his individual skills. Rule 4. Coaches, players, and substitutions. Section 1. Coaches. The head coach is responsible for signing the lineup card. Coach must be neatly attired, including the wearing of suitable footwear or dress in team uniform in accordance with the colors code of the team. If a coach wear a cap, it must be approved headgear. Headgear. Caps are mandatory for main coaches. Can offensive teams base coach is an eligible members of the team that at bat who takes his place on the field. Within the coach box, the two coaches are allowed to give words of assistance and direct to the members of their team while at bat. One shall be stationed near first base and one near third base, and they are required to remain with both feet within the confines or their respective coach box. A base coach may address only his own team members. One coach can have in his positions in the coach box A book, pin or pencils, and the indicators, all of the which shall be used for score keeping or record keeping purposes only. A defensive team coach manager is an eligible members of the team in the field who may be either a non-playing coach who remain in the dugout or a playing coach who take his place on the field. This coach has give directions and assistance to his team while they are playing defense. Coaches may not use language they will reflect negatively upon players' affairs of the spectators. No communication equipment is allowed between the coaches on the field, coaches and the dugout, the coaches is any player, the spectators area and the field, including the dugout coaches and players. Section 2 Lineup card and rosters. Official lineup the cards are to be completed or submitted to the official scorer and the plate umpire and the start of each game the plate's umpire retains the card for the duration of the game. 1. A player's name shall not be on the starting out lineup unless the player is present in the team areas and in uniform. 2. All available players should be listed in the designated place by their last name, first name, and uniform number. 3. Eligible roster members may be added to the available substitute list at any time during the game. 4. The name of the head coach, manager, but be listed on the lineup card. Male rosters shall include only male players and female rosters shall include any female players. Section 3 Players. A team shall consist of players in the following position: fast pitch, line players, pitchers, F1, catchers F2, first baseman F3, second baseman F4, third baseman F5, shortstops F6, left fielder 7 F7, center fielders F8, and right fielders F9. Fast pitch with which a design designated design designated player 10 players same as fast pitch plus 8. Slow pitch 10 players, pitchers F1, catchers F2, first baseman F3, second baseman F4, third baseman F5, shortstop F6, left fielders F7, left center fielders F8, right fielders F9, and right center fielders F10. For slow pitch with an extra players, 11 players same as low pitch plus and who bats in the lines up. Co-ed slow pitch 10 players, 5 male and 5 female, with the following positions requirements: two male and two female in both and in field in the outfield, and one male and one female as pitcher or catcher. Co-ed slow pitch extra players, 12 players, 6 male and 6 female. Same as co-ed slow pitch plus 2 its hoof bat in the lineup. Note, players of the team in the field has be stationed anywhere on fair territory except the catcher, who must be in the catcher's box, and the pitcher, who must be in a legal pitching position at the start of each pitch or within the pitcher's circle when putting the ball in play. A team must have the required number of eligible players present in the team area to start or continue a game. Section 4, Starting Players. A starting players shall be official with a lineup card is inspected the approved by the plate umpires and team representative at the pre-game meeting. The names may be entered on the official lineup card in advance of his meeting. B. However, in case injury or illness, changes may be made at the pre-game meeting within the umpires, unless at least substitute may take the place of the starting player whose name is in his team starting lineup. The would then be considered the starting player. C. Starting players who change at the meeting could enter the game as an institute at any time later in the game. Section 5, Designated Player. A designated players referred to as a PD may be used as a batter for an defensive player, provided it made no prior to the start of the game and his name is entered on the lineup sheet or as one of the 9 hitters in the batting order. The starting PD may be substitute and may re-enter re-enter one time as long as he returns to be positioned in the batting order that the occupied when he left the game. The name of the different defensive players for whom the PD is batting knows as the flex players or flex will be placed in the 10th positions of the line up sheet. The starting player less as the PD must remain in the same position in the batting order whenever he is the game. The PT and his substitute or replacement may never play offense at the same time. The depth may be substituted by all any time either by the batter or running or the flex from whom he is batting may enter in his place on offense. If replaced by the flex players, this reduces the numbers of players from 10 to 9 in the PD does not re-enter. The game may continue and legally end with 9 players. In the PD re-enters, he may play offense and defense continue the game with 9 players, or he may bat in his original place in the batting order and the flex players return to the 10th position in the lineup and plays defense only again. The PD may play defense as a position should the PD play defense or a playing order than the flex. The players will continue to bat but not play defense and is not considered to have left the game. The players for one that PD is playing defense is referred to as the offensive player only OPO. The PD may play defense for the flex and the person is considered to have left and the game, considering con- reducing the number of starting players of 9. The flex may be substituted for at any time by a legal substitute. The starting flex may re-enter the game one time either in the 10th positions or in the PDS position in the batting order. If returning to the number of 10 positions, he will again play defense only but may play in any defense position. If returning to the fittest position in the batting order, he will play offense and defense, and the game will continue with the 9 players. Section 6 extra players, player SP only. A. An extra players referred to as an EP is optional but is one is used it must be made known prior to the start on the game and the player's name list on the line-up card as one of the 11 hitters in the batting order. If the EP is used, he must be used the entire game, not failure to complete the game with an EP result in forfeiture of the game. If an EP is used, all 11 must bat and any 10 can play defense. Defensive positions can be changed, but the batting order must remain the same. Go 8 only. If two ifs are used, our 12 must bat and any 10, 5 male and 5 females may be play defense. Defensive positioning may change as long as the co-ed positioning is followed. The batting order must remain the same throughout the game. The EP must remain in the same position in the batting order for the entire game. The starting EP may be enter the game one time after having been substitute as long as he returned to the position in the batting order that he occupied when he left the game, other than as a replacement player. Section 7 Re-entry. Any one of these starting players may be substitute and re-enter once provided such players occupy the same batting position whenever they are in the lineup. In a manager, coach remove a substitute from the game that re-enters the same substitute letters in the game. This is considered an illegal re-entry. When a starting players re-enters the the game and occupies a different position in the offensive lineup is considered an illegal re-entry. Section 8 Substitute illegal players. A substitute may take the place of a player whose name is this team's lineup. The following regulations govern place substitutions. The coach of the team, representative of the team making the substitution shall immediately notify the plate umpire at the time of the substitute enters. The plate umpire shall report the change of the scorer. A substitute is not officially in the game until the pitch has been thrown or a play made. If the DP replace the flex of the flex replace the PD, these changes must be reported to the plate umpire. The penalty, if not reported, it is treated to the same as an unreported substitute substitute legal player. If a substitute enters the game without reporting and after a pitch has been thrown, legal or illegal, or after a play has been made, the players will be declared ineligible when discovered. The use of an unreported substitute, an illegal substitute, an announced unannounced replacement player, or the unannounced return of a withdrawn player under the replacement player rule is handled as an appeal by the offended team and must be brought to be attention as to the umpire while such players is in the game. Any players may be substitute from the game during any dead ball. If any injuries to the batter running or runner events prevents them from proceeding to an awarded base and the ball is dead. The batter running or runner may be substitute for. The substitute will be allowed to proceed in awarded bases. The substitute must legally touch any awarded of the miss based on previous touch. A player substitute from the game shall not participate in the game again, except of a coach exception. The starting lineup may be entire once only. Multiple substitutions can be made for the player listened to the starting lineup, but no substitute can be returned to the game after being withdrawn from the lineup except as a replacement players. In illegal players is a player who takes a position in the lineup, either one offense or defense, who does not have a legal right to that position. Players will not violate the illegal player rule until one pitch illegal or illegal has been thrown or a play made. Section 9, disputed cause. Many teams members disputing any judgment decisions by an umpire will constitute a team warning. Any repeat offense shall result in the ejections of the team members. Section 10, dugout conduct. Dugouts conduct. At coaches, players, substitutes, or other bench personnel shall not be outside the designated dugout area except when the rules allow or when considered justified by the umpire. There shall be no smoking in the designated dugout area. Section 11, replacement players. In the event of any players bleeding during the game, that players must be withdrawn from the game if the bleeding cannot be stopped within a reasonable length of time, or his uniform become covered with blood. The withdrawn players shall not return to the game until all bleeding cases they injure cleaned and covered and it's necessary his uniform replaced. And the withdrawn players shall be replaced by a replacement player who may act for the withdrawn players for the reminders of the inning in progress until the end of the inning of the team beating second, and for the following complete inning. The umpire must be notified that a replacement player is entering the game effect 11A to 5B. The use of the ineligible replacement players shall be considered an illegal entry with the relevant panelist to apply. Failure to notify the umpire of use of a replacement player shall, upon a legal appeal, subject that players to the previous provision of the unreported substitute rule. The replacement player shall be permitted to bat in the turn of the withdrawn players and field from the withdrawn players under all circumstances that would apply to the withdrawn player. The withdrawn players may return to the game of any time during the period of time as described in above without being treated as substitution. The umpire must be modified that he withdrawn player is returning to the game. The withdrawn player has subsequently re-entered the game after the expiry of the time described in above, subject to the provision of the re-entry rules. Quiet, slow pitch only. When a replacement player is used, the players must be of the same sex as the injured and bleeding player. The use is a replacement player is not a subject of the provision of the substitute rule except when announced to the umpire, provided the withdrawn players returns to the game within the time permitted. Section 12, Temporary Runner FP only. A temporary runner is illegal from a catcher's or record from the previous fall inning who is one base with a two out. The following provisions apply. It is optional for the offensive team manager. The temporary running may be used anytime after the second out or the occurred. The temporary running is the player's schedules to bat last and who is not on base in the time the option is taken. Section 13, Violation and Penalties. A team member shall not make disparaging or insulting remarks to or about opposing players, officials, or spectators, or commit other acts that could be considered as unsportsmanlike conduct. The penalty for violation by a team member shall be for a first offense the offender have be warned. For a second offense or if a first offense is considered serious enough by the umpire, the offense is ejected. A team members ejected from the game shall be directly to the dressing room for the remainder of the game or leave the grounds. Failure of a person so rejected to leave the game immediately will warrant of forfeiture of the game. An officiating umpire may report a team members for offensive conduct, language, or physical abuse mid-time after a game has been called, in which case the reported team member will appear before the organization under which a game or tournament is played. That's all. Thank you for watching.